How is it going, guys? I'm Dre, owner, founder of Jawbreaker Aquatic Friends. We started the first step of hot rodding the filter. We added the sponge on the cipher area where the water is sucked up from. So the very bottom of that is the ending of where the filter was sucked, and the top of the filter, the sponge, is the last area where water is being able to suck up. As you see, this area here, nothing is sucked through there, that section there, and that's important. Purpose of hot rodding filter pad is, the filter, is so that beneficial bacteria can grow. And if you look very close, right there, that's poop. Over time, poop and food and everything else in the tank will be sucked up, and it will clog the tubing right there. And when that gets clogged, your filter will not be sucking up enough of the water. For an example, this is 29 gallons. My filter can do 30 to 60 gallons of water, the hang-on back filter. If that sucks up water and it debris and gets clogged up, it won't be doing the exact gallons. It might only do 25. That's not enough. Now the water is a little cloudy. I did a deep gravel vacuum yesterday, which caused it to look like this, but it's not bad. And the device that I made that was hair, I removed it and put it in another tank, which is this tank, so that better beneficial bacteria and pH level can rise over here, so that I can add fish eventually. Looks really good. So why hot rod your filtration? Well, these filters come with carbon filter pads and this little blue thing right here. It does no real benefits for your tank. It's just a case to hold debris from getting back into the tank like poop. This sucks, you know. Let's get some light on here. It really sucks. It does build beneficial bacteria and things like that, but it also can cause damage to your tank. So what we will be doing is we're going to be cutting up another sponge, and a sponge will be put in here with some polyester filling. Polyester filling will help clarify water and get rid of a lot of the debris, which this is doing now. The sponge will help build beneficial bacteria, and that sponge can be pulled out and put into other tanks to start the cycle of other fish tanks. So that's why we're hot rodding it. We will soon be hot rodding the 10-gallon tank once the makeover is done. We'll be hot rodding this tank, not with the sponge, but since this one has double filtration, let's take a look. See that? 2 filter pads that barely fit in there, and these stupid blue things that don't benefit your tank at all. That's why cycles take a long time to start in some fish tank. Like this tank here, it's going on 3 months of cycling because that is just not enough. So I've done add food in here, I've done add beneficial bacteria and things like that, prime, so on and so forth, and it didn't help. This went in here for 1 day and my pH already went up. So this is why you hot rod tanks. So one side over here will be sponge with polyester filling, and then the other side will be a shitload of microballs, media, along with another one of these. This one will be going back to this tank, or I just might start a whole new one for this tank and keep that one over there since it's already there. And I could tell the difference. When that device was over here, the fish seemed happier, the water was clearer, the smell of it was normal. It didn't stink. It doesn't smell bad right now, but usually it had that off smell. They're really hungry because I haven't fed them. They'll be eating bloodworms in a little bit with some algae wafers. They love it. Then we have this tank, 5-gallon beta bowl, which is doing such an amazing job. It just looks good. They actually laid another one right here. First one still hasn't hatched. I think it got some another week. If you don't know what this is an incubator to help hatch them without them infesting the tank over there. From here I can divide them into other tanks safely so that I can control the population. With doing this, this allows me to decide if I want to keep 100% of them, 20% of them, 30%, whatever the number is. That's if 100% of them hatch now, you know. This is my first time doing it this way. I usually incubate different ways, so let's see how this works. Looks good though. So back to hot rodding. Hot rodding is pretty much building as much beneficial bacteria in your tank along with everything else, keeping a studied pH. If your pH drop can be caused by your KH, which can cause you high ammonia in your fish tank, which some of my tanks had experienced that in the past. The tank over here has experienced that and is going through that now, getting ready to finish. There's ways to get your KH up by adding baking soda and things like that, but I'm taking care of it the natural way. I like to do fishless cycles, meaning a cycle without fish. The only time I do decide to add something in there is when it truly doesn't want to kick off. That's all I have for you guys today. Just starting the hot rod for this. So far, the sponge is on here. Now you see this little weird shade that comes back after I cleaned it. That's just pretty much residue from the water drying up over time. What you do is you do a water change, you drain your tank. Drain your tank to about halfway, right? Get yourself a very moist, damp rag or a paper towel that's not wet. Dip it in a little water and vinegar, and you just pass it along your border of where you don't want that water scum to be at. And then let it dry. Then take another wet rag of just water and pass it through there really good. Give it 24 hours, and then you can refill your tank to wherever you like your line at, so that you stop seeing this here. That's just from the water slapping up against the glass and drying up. I have it over here as well. I do wipe downs on these tanks pretty much every day. See how he just went up and jumped up here? That was to get air. He does it too. He'll come from the bottom of the tank, flying up the tank. So that's why I don't fill my water to the brim, because the bottom feeders love to swim fast as hell to the top, and you have fish that can literally jump out, or like, see how this little piece here, hit it and probably fly out, or like in these back sections. Not only that, hitting themselves against the lid. Just don't want any accidents happening. I know people with arowanas, they never fill all the way up because arowanas tend to jump when they get spooked or whatever the case may be, and you don't want them flying out the tank. That's about it today, guys. Thanks for viewing.